Guys, let's face it. Attacking center mid is one of the most fun positions in football, but it's also one of the most challenging. So in this video, we are going over how to play attacking midfielder in soccer. That's coming up next. When I'm busy doing totally legitimate things, I rely on OneFootball to give me all the news stories, fixtures, results, and more from the world of football. Download it for free today. Before we get started, guys, I actually made another video on this topic a couple years ago that I think is still good and stands up today, so I will link that down below. We're going to go over some of the same ideas and also some new ideas in this video. Now, just in case you haven't been here, my name is Dave and this is Simply Soccer, where we are creating weekly soccer tip, technique, and training videos to help you improve your game and stand out on the pitch. So if you like the sound of that, click that subscribe button and bell notification bell, so you don't miss any of the content that we release. And then also, if you haven't gotten my free ebook, Game Changer, 33 Ways to Improve Your Game, you can get that for free down below in the description. All right, no more delaying. Let's get into the video. Let's get into number one, and that is look to be dangerous. And what I mean here, as a center attacking midfield player, as a CAM, you have to be putting the other team under pressure. If you have a CAM player that goes missing in a game and no one even knew he was there, he didn't create any chances, he wasn't dangerous, he wasn't, just being dangerous, then you're not being effective in this position. Now, there are many different roles this position can take up, but you are usually the second or third furthest forward player most of the time. You are connecting usually the play between the rest of the midfield, your striker, or going to goal yourself. And in this position, you need to have a skill set that allows you to be dangerous. So you want to come in with the mindset that I'm going to be dangerous. I'm going to do damage to the opposition team when in this position. I'm going to take some risks. I'm going to take some shots. I'm going to try and slip through that through ball that's going to put my striker in on goal. But you have to be dangerous. A CAM player that's not being dangerous is like a striker who's never shooting the ball, or center defensive mid who's just... Actually, that's a bad analogy. I was going to say tries to dribble everyone, but you get the point. Number two, and this is a big one, and it's find pockets of space. Again, another thing that is so frustrating if you're playing with a CAM is if he's never getting into a position to receive the ball. You are the link between defense and attack a lot of times. You are going to be the player that your team is going to look to drill the ball into in those pockets of space so you can turn, combine, and make things happen. But if you're not finding those little pockets of space between the defensive line of the opposition and their midfield, well, then you're never getting the ball, then you can't be dangerous, and you're essentially ineffective. The best CAM players will roam around and then really look for those pockets, exploit them, and then take advantage. You also want to make sure you can turn quickly and maneuver quickly in these pockets of space, but you first need to be finding them. So make sure your head's always on a swivel, trying to find these pockets and these passing lanes to those pockets that your teammates can play you in. And if you do that, you're going to be so much more dangerous, you're going to receive the ball a lot more, and you're just going to have more opportunities to make things happen. Now, number three is going over what needs to happen if you get the ball in the pockets of space, because if you're not good at this, then it doesn't matter if you get it in the pockets of space. And it's really focus on having mastery over the ball. Every CAM player is usually one of the most skillful and one of the most adept on the ball on their team. You need to be highly skilled with the ball at your feet and also have quick feet and be able to operate in tight spaces, because guess what? These pockets of space, they're not going to be that wide usually. They're going to be really small. So you really need to make sure you can operate in those spaces. Now, there are many drills you can do to help you with this. Ball mastery drills, working on the quickness of your feet, your control with the ball close to you, because also a first touch is going to be important to control it close to you if you're in a tight pocket of space or you need to one touch to someone. But one of the skills you need to make sure you are working on often is your ability with the ball at your feet, because in those pockets of space, again, not much time, you need to be reacting quicker than everyone around you, and especially if you're going to make something happen like get a shot off or put a teammate through, you need to be lightning quick with the ball at your feet. So make sure you're heavily working on that skill. Number four should go without saying, but it's be unpredictable. One of the things every attacking player should look to be is unpredictable. The more you can keep the opposition guessing, the better. Now, that doesn't mean you're taking risks every time, because guess what? If you're taking risks every time, if you're trying to play that killer ball every time, take that shot every time, take that man on every time, guess what? You just became predictable. Not even Lionel Messi takes his man on every single time. In fact, the majority of the time, he doesn't. He'll play a simple ball back, maybe 1-2 touch, maybe he'll just, make a run, not even get the ball. The point is, you need to remain unpredictable. Now, you shouldn't always be doing that simple stuff too, just 1 touch, 2 touch in this position, never trying to take players on, never trying to take the shots, because that's also very predictable. They'll just go, okay, he's just gonna play the ball away, he's not really gonna run at us, he's not putting us under pressure, we've got him figured out. Be unpredictable, be creative, which we're gonna talk about in a second. Do things they don't expect. And that's how we're going to really naturally, although it didn't seem so natural, segue into the next one. And number 5 is creativity, and I'm also going to throw in goal scoring. You need to be creative in this position. That means you need to do some things, again, that the opposition just will never see coming. Little flicks, little tricks, little reverse balls, shots when they don't expect it, spins when they don't expect it, skill moves that just blow them away. Of course, it doesn't have to be that extreme, but you need to make sure you're being creative in this position. If you look at any of the best CAM players or attacking midfield players, they all have an incredible amount of creativity. Philippe Coutinho was a player I loved at Liverpool, and he'd usually a lot of times take up that kind of role, and I loved it because he was so unpredictable. He was so creative. One moment he would be threading the perfect through ball to the striker. The next he would beat 3 players and then play it out wide and get in the box for the cross. That is creativity. He can do multiple things, and then he has the balls, for lack of a better term, to actually pull it off. Almost every single player has the ability to be creative for the most part. A lot of times we don't, because we either don't practice being creative or we kind of shy away, we shrink away, we lose confidence when the opportunity presents itself. So we were only going to go over 5, but I'm going to give you one more because it's so obvious, it's so simple, every player should be doing it, but it's learn from the best. Watch the best. I mentioned Coutinho a few times here. Watch clips of him playing in this position. Watch your favorite CAM player, attacking midfield player in this position. What are they doing? How, when and where are they being creative? When are they taking risks? What positions are they taking up? All right, guys. Question of the day is, out of everything I went over today, which one do you need to work on the most? Just make sure you admit it, bring it into your awareness and work on it. And I'll give you another one so that you can look at more of the positives too. Which one are you currently the best at? So let me know down in those comments. Thanks guys so much for tuning into this video. I really do appreciate it. As always, I'm gonna have 2 other videos up on screen so you can continue to improve your game and stand out on the pitch. Watch one of those if it's relevant to you and you want to keep, learning more about how to play this beautiful game. Anyway, guys, thank you so much again for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.